Welcome back to the Eminence in the Shadow anime review, episode number 9. We are here discussing the last 3 episodes of the season, episodes 18 to 20. There's a lot happening here, and those of you notice my voice is a bit lower because the fact it's really, really late. So that's the reason why. So, in the case of these 3 episodes, well, we have a good amount of stuff happening here. Well, in the case of episode 18, we finally have Claire making a reappearance here. Yes, where she proceeds to, where it's like, oh, hi, Clyde. And the next time you see her, Clyde's got his jacket off, and she's on top of him, and she's trying to strangle him. Yes, seriously. Claire is trying to strangle her own brother, the one who she's got a brother complex over. And the way she's positioned is very weird. It's like she's sitting on his groin. Yes. All because he dare. Because he didn't come home and spend time with her. Yes, so she's like, here's a ticket. Go sit in my seat while I fight because Rose disappeared. So he goes, meets up with Alexis's older sister, which is seen as very similar to the way it was presented in the book. And then he briefly disappears to basically disguise himself as mundane man to fight Abba Rose. Now, after she is defeated, she basically, the battle is very quick. And after she's defeated, sadly she's seen one more time after this, where she apparently has ditched this power suit. She basically has got her breast bandaged up because she got wounded. And they cut the scene of her basically walking by while there's a fight going on in the final episode. They cut that out of the anime. So, and then it's like, Claire's like, you watched my match, right? And, well, then we actually have the fight the next day. Shotgun's played a limited role in these episodes, mostly it's all developing Rose. So, Rose's conviction is to go to the room, basically, the next day, perv asshat. And apparently, like, oh yeah, it's confirmed that her father was drugged. And so, he asks for forgiveness, and he says basically a positive reaction, and he says, I forgive you. And then she proceeds to look like she's about to stab perv, and then she kills her own father. And then she goes on the run, and then Mundane Man comes in and reveals, oh yeah, he's actually Shadow. And then Rose immediately recognized because of his voice, like, oh, you're that guy who I saw years prior. He doesn't exactly confirm it. He kind of does, but then she leaves to go chase up the perv asshat. Meanwhile, though, he gets a fight with Beatrix. Yes, the beautiful elf woman fights her for a while and eventually goes on the roof and causes a lot of collateral damage. Eventually, the Princess Aries is basically trying to causing a lot of buildings to get damaged. Her house is screaming too, and it goes all over the place. Like, wow, it goes freaking nuts. Eventually, the fight goes straight to a clock. Like, they fight up a train, so buildings, across the river, a bridge. Eventually, they open the clock tower that was last seen in the first episode of the series. Yes, seriously. And he's able to knock both down, put Beatrix on top of Iris, where he proceeds to stomp on her belly. Yes, very hard stomp. Like, oh, runaway is like, he got a cloud damage. Then he does a blind light, like, oh, he's in destruction. No, he just gets away. And then it's shown, oh, Gamma is basically financed, basically building the school. So, basically, where. Oh, and then we have the very interesting where Rose meets Alpha. And she gets 2 choices. 1, do a perf in her home, or 2, join Shadow Garden. She joins Shadow Garden. And this leads to her going to a particular location they refer to as the ancient city of Alexandria, the headquarters of Shadow Garden. Where she's like, oh, this is your new trainer. Oh, and 664 and 665 come here. Says, and translate, oh, you must be 666. And then proceeds to just like basically shred her clothing where she's butt naked. In the book she's buck naked. And then she proceeds to destroy a little paper that Clyde gave her early on. And she's crying, and that's where kind of the episode ends. Meanwhile, though, Clyde is going back to school because the school is being rebuilt very early. And also their friend who's basically betting, he ends up on a fishing boat. Why he ends up on a fishing boat, not really know. Maybe just having a show. But there's also one more thing I should mention here before. Some people might be thinking I would not mention this scene given the fact it happened in the episode. We see Sherry Birkin in the episode. First time since episode, I don't know, like 5 that she's been seen. Actually, more like since episode 10. Where she's basically acting hysterical, snapping picture of Shadow. And sadly put, that scene is not from any source material. It's not from the light novel. Before I read, this scene is also not from the manga. This scene is complete anime original. And I'm sure Renee Kowalski was very happy to basically prize her wonderful character for this one episode. I gotta admit, basically, she's a beautiful girl without being a teenager. Yep. And, well, we also see Perp Asshat, where he's eventually got back to the kingdom, and he's apologizing to the Cole Diablos for failing them. By the way, also his assassins were all killed in the episode. And you're like, damn, he did not get to come out. He briefly fights Shadow, but Shadow ends up finding the Crown Princess and Beatrix. Beatrix ends up basically chowing back out on her. She also asks basically Shadow the question, have you seen an elf that looks like me? And the elf she's looking for, from what I read, is actually Alpha. And I wonder if that's going to play a role in some future episode. Yes. Now, Beatrix. If I can find out exactly who voiced her. I think it was because apparently that the, let's see. Let's see. You can kind of see that this episode is basically laying the groundwork for like season 2, kind of in the way it is. Yes, it is. Okay, Beatrix is voiced by, let's see. She's voiced by Allison Summerall. Okay, and oh, she was Lilith from Trinity 7. Nana from To Love Ru. Mila from Matsume. Okay, so basically that's 3 anime I have seen. Oh, she was Princess Snake's maid from Dragon Ball Z. Okay, probably early in career. She was Arya's mother in Akame ga Kill. Great series. Not the biggest fan of some of the stuff they have for the ending. I'm not a fan of the original stuff. And she's also in Is It Wrong to Take Girls in a Dungeon as Hiromi Sunja. Oh yeah, she's also in a series I watched just, believe it or not, like last month, actually more like a little month ago, and that was Farming Life in Another World. Oh, she's the voice of the Fox Girl. I'm like, okay, interesting. So, this actress, Allison Summer, I've seen her in so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, So I think this makes 6. Yep, roughly 6 anime. Not bad. Yeah, and they don't confirm how old she is, but she's, I mean, by elf standards, she could be like in her 20s. She could be like in her 50s, but she looks really good. Let me check the chronological for her, because maybe she will return. Um, no, she does not return after this. Nope. Yeah, it's sad though. Great character, and yet she does not appear again after this, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't get of why in the world such a good character that does not appear again after this arc. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but with next season, basically they're going to like, well, book 3, and book 3 is not going to take very long to cover. Well, here's the thing: when it comes to book 3, before I end it here, there's a few more things here. Um, well, book 3 was adapted not for 10 episodes, like in the case of the first two, or kind of in a way, actually 9.5. It was adapted for 7 episodes. Yes, you heard me correctly, 7. And book 4 took up the last 4 episodes of season 4, because 20 is the original. But now, about to end this video here, so my final thoughts on season 1. This is an absolute really amazing season. I'm glad I got into it. And of course, it's also happy the 4th anime out of the 6 I've covered recently in the last couple months, where you have Lucy Christian voice a character in the series. You have Farmer Life in the World, The Aristocrats Everly Adventure, the strongest aristocrat reincarnated in the world, which is, that got me a lot of views, that one. And this one. Um, basically all the videos except for one had 100+ views, which is, thank you for that. Yeah, apparently lately, a lot of the anime reviews lately tend to get a lot of views lately, which I'm very happy with that. Yes, thank you for that. Just keep it up. So that might be more later on today for this one. Yep. So excuse me, I'm gonna hear, and I'm gonna say this like I usually do. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on notifications, and please do not hit the dislike button. Not big. And yes, I do get to see the view count, because in some videos, basically they took off the dislike, but I see them. Please do not just hit the dislike button, please. Okay, so, and here's your leader from Return to Space Sheriff Snider. Excuse me. See you in the next video later. Bye.